Meta's new ad algorithm, Andromeda, is confusing everyone, and people's results are plummeting because they don't know that they only need to care about 4 metrics in their dashboard. Hi, I'm Charlie. I've been running ads for over a decade now, scaling D2C brands, driving leads, and helping agencies drive growth for their clients. In this video, I'm going to share those 4 metrics and show you how to understand them and help you scale your campaigns faster and easier than you ever thought possible. For years, advertisers have stared at Facebook like it's this mysterious black box, trying to guess what's happening inside. And I am 100% guilty of this. But here's the truth. Meta isn't a black box. The algorithm isn't hiding anything from you. It's showing you exactly what it's doing. Most people just don't know how to read it. If you look at it squarely, and I mean that literally, you'll realize something simple. Every ad inside of Meta has 4 sides. 4 simple metrics that show you exactly what's happening inside the machine. And if you can measure them, you can improve them, turning success in the ad account from feeling like a slot machine in Vegas to a simple process of setting up dominoes and knocking them down. So let's start with the first one. Spend. Most advertisers think spend is just a budget control, something that you set and Meta follows. But that's not how it works. Spend is a signal. Spend is a KPI. It's Meta's way of saying, this ad is doing what I want, keep going. When Meta spends more on an ad, it's not random. It's because that ad is creating a better experience for users. The people seeing it are reacting positively. They're engaging with it, clicking on links. And when they do, they're firing tons of pixel events on the site. Remember, Meta's real product isn't ads, it's attention. And attention is fragile. The algorithm spends where people are happy to give their attention. So when spend climbs, that's not an accident. That's the machine investing in your shared business goals. When spend drops, that's not punishment. It's feedback that the ad isn't creating the same value for the platform anymore. So instead of asking, why is Meta wasting my budget on this ad? Ask, what is this spend trying to tell me? Spend tells you which ad is working for the algorithm, not against it. This is your quality control. So that is the first side of our square. Spend. It tells you what the machine wants to invest in. So let's move to the second side of the square. Frequency. Frequency is one of the most misunderstood metrics in all of advertising. Most people think it means how many times somebody saw your ad. And they panic when it goes above 3. My question is simply, 3 over what? 3 per day? 3 per week? 3 per month? Is that a bad thing? Is that even enough? There's a psychological principle called the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. It's also known as the frequency illusion. Put simply, it comes in 3 phases. First is frequency bias. You learn about something new and suddenly you notice it everywhere. This might take 3 to 5 impressions. Then comes selection bias. You focus more on that thing and ignore the times you don't see it. This might take 5 to 8 or even 10. Finally comes confirmation bias. You expect to see it more, and every time you do, it reinforces your belief that this is common and important. To get to that level of familiarity, that moment where your brain just knows it real, often takes well more than 12 exposures. That's how all advertising works. Repetition builds recognition. Recognition builds trust, and trust drives action. Ubiquity equals legitimacy. Now here's the important part. That's not what the frequency metric inside of Facebook is showing you at all. The frequency number inside of your dashboard isn't measuring one person's experience. It's telling us who is seeing your ad. When we measure frequency, You should only look at it when we break the results down by day. That's how we can understand which audience Meta decided to use that ad for. For example, a frequency by day of 1.05 means that 5% of people saw that ad twice today. That means 95% of your spend on that ad is upper funnel. That is pure prospecting. A frequency of 1.95 means that 95% of people saw your ad twice today. That means 95% of your spend is lower funnel. It's retargeting. And for the record, you can absolutely have a 1.05 frequency inside of a retargeting audience. And you can absolutely have a 1.9 frequency in a worldwide audience with no exclusions at all. Because the audience pool you target isn't the same thing as how the machine is using your ad. The creative does the targeting. This is how we can see who is being shown each ad and how much we spend on them. So now we understand why the machine is spending on one ad versus another, and we understand who the machine is spending your money on. The third side of the square is CPM, and this one tells you how much people actually like your ad. CPM is how much you pay to deliver an ad 1,000 times. But the real story behind CPM is quality of experience. Because remember, your ad is competing for attention in the same feed as organic content. If people enjoy seeing your ad, it earns cheaper traffic. If they hate it, the platform taxes you with a higher CPM. And that's the cost of bad content. It's a tax on attention. Low CPMs mean that your ad is interesting to strangers, and a high CPM means it only works on people who already care. And let's be honest, nobody opened Instagram hoping to see your ad. You're a billboard in the sky blocking the beautiful sunset. But if you can make that billboard entertaining, or at least interesting, Meta rewards you with cheaper distribution. This is like going viral with an organic post. Your real job of running ads is simple. Make sure the right ad gets shown to the right audience with the right experience. Do that, and the machine will scale you, as long as we get one more thing where it needs to be. Cost per result, or CPR, or CPA, cost per acquisition, is the metric everyone obsesses over. It's the one that makes advertisers panic, brag, or hit the refresh button on the browser 1,000 times a day. And I am 100% guilty of hunting that dopamine rush. But here's the truth. Cost per result doesn't tell you how good an ad is. It just tells you how much credit for performance that ad should take. A low CPR doesn't mean the ad created demand. It just means that it was there when somebody was finally ready to buy. Conversely, a high CPR doesn't always mean that an ad is bad. Sometimes it's just doing the heavy lifting earlier in the customer journey. Because remember, not every ad is supposed to make a sale. You need a full funnel. You can't just run cost caps against add to carts and expect to scale to the moon. It just doesn't work like that. CPR is a measure of how well that ad is doing its job. It's how we put quality to all the other quantification. So, now that we've walked through all four sides of an ad, spend, frequency, CPM, and cost per result, and by the way, this is what we call a 4PI analysis. Here's how to read it in context. High spend, low frequency, low CPM, and a bad CPR, that's a top of funnel ad. It's building attention and creating demand. Low spend, high frequency, high CPM, and a good CPR, that's a bottom of funnel ad. It's converting the people in the funnel. The reason ads break and accounts can't scale is because most folks try to spend as much as they can at the bottom of the funnel. Your job is to get your ads working together so the system stays balanced, profitable, and scalable. And that balance is going to look different for everyone. I've always said data is only ever as useful as it is actionable. Now, no matter how good your balance is, if your creative isn't built to work with the algorithm, you'll always be fighting uphill. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to build and test creative the right way, so that you can replace the ads that aren't doing a good job with ones aligned with your success. Because we can only ever optimize so far, and if you want to scale to the moon, you're going to need to know the simple way to use this scientific method to create ads good enough to solve your problems and to see more success with less stress. Remember, simple scales, complex fails. Until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Bye.